What happened tonight is an absolute disgrace. And honestly, Jamie Benn, I got your jersey in the background, bro. That you sold, man. That ruined this game so heavy, so quickly. Biggest sellers of the night. And you know what? I've been big on Ottinger, hyped to Lucas, hyped to a bunch of people that have been hyping up Ottinger. I'm with you. But Ottinger, Jamie Benn, sellers of the night. And you know what? It wasn't Dallas. It wasn't Dallas's game right off the bat. I mean, Jack Eichel, Marchessault, you know what? The other goals for me are avoidable. You talk about Barbashev's goal off a 2-on-1 opportunity for the Stars, and they get absolutely caught. And then that Carrier goal, Ottinger's got to have. But that Eichel-Marchessault build up there with Barbashev on the forecheck and Eichel, just how he opens himself up, and then how Marchessault opens himself up for the shot, and just such a quick release. The Golden Knights are on a different level right now. And I mean, you see another team in the Florida Panthers riding that momentum. If that's the Cup final, unreal. Both teams up 3-0. I just think overall, when you talk about Cup winning teams or teams that are riding a high, it all comes down to momentum. It all comes down to who is playing at the right time. But the crazy thing about this is both Vegas and Florida have seen different goalies take over, right? Like it was Alex Lyon's show for Florida, then Bobrovsky comes in, goes off. With Vegas, I mean, I think at any point this season, we would have talked about four guys. Like Logan Thompson was the guy as far as we knew. And then obviously when we talk about injury stuff, and then even when the Golden Knights acquired Jonathan Quick, like people were, including myself, were talking about, oh, Johnny Quick's going to go for another miracle run. But it ended up being Brossoit. Brossoit played so well early on in the playoffs, then goes down with the injury, and it's been Aiden Hill. So, you know what? I just look at Vegas, and I talked about it on the NHL show. Thanks. Hey, big shouts, guys. Hope you saw it. Shout out to Lauren, Johnny, and Anna. Yeah, I mean, I think if you look at Vegas, they're just built, man. They're just so built. I talk about third lines all the time. Florida's got that with Reinhart, Luostarinen, and Lundell, and they've just got a playoff-style line, and Cousins, Bennett, and Tkachuk. I mean, Vegas has got the same thing. They've got those playoff-style guys to the point where Phil freaking Kessel isn't in the lineup. I understand Phil Kessel's so far past his prime, and I talked about it in the podcast. Go check out the new Hot Take Hockey podcast episode, Spotify and Apple. No Kessel, because they don't need him. They've got guys like Barbashev. They've got guys like Carrier. They've got guys like Colasar playing their roles, combined with the fact that they have a duo on every line. Every line in the top nine. You got Eichel, Marchessault. They're just those two together right now are on a different level. On a different friggin' level. I don't even know. I look at Florida. I mean, Bennett Tkachuk, I guess, has been the duo, but Cousins has played so well. Like, specifically, Eichel and Marchessault, with having that complementary piece in Barbashev, that line has been so, so good. And the fact that you got two other duos on two other lines in Stone, Stevenson, and William Karlsson and Smith. I mean, I talked about it in the other video, but I got to keep repeating myself because it's crazy. It is crazy. So, you know what? Vegas, Dallas, like, I'm sorry. You got to be somewhat embarrassed. I mean, fans throwing stuff on the ice and just at home and losing like this, it's crazy, man. So, you know what? We'll see if Dallas or Carolina can make it a series, but it's embarrassing home ice. And this guy embarrassed himself tonight, man. I understand it, heat of the moment. It's easier said than done. And when Stone laid it on him, guy probably just saw, like, I don't know, he saw red. Like, guy just immediately went after Stone. And, I mean, that's vicious, man. I mean, we already know Stone's got the back stuff, and guy went right for the neck or head. I mean, that's a friggin' vicious cross-check. So, yeah, I mean, we know if that's certain guys, they're getting bear games for that. So, we'll see what happens. But, I mean, Jamie Benn, that was just so stupid right at the start of the game where, like, again, it's not a do or die, but it's a do or die. Like, you had to win this game at home. Yeah, I mean, Dallas, man, I had you getting out in the conference finals, but not this way. Not this way. So, we'll see what happens. But Vegas is rolling. It's crazy to see.